Listen, if you're waiting for motivation, you're already losing. I was broken, tired, and done. Consistency rebuilt me. This book is not about inspiration. It's about practice. Small, brutal daily decisions, repeated, change destinies. Do the small thing. Do it again. Repeat. If you commit to one honest action every day for months, you become unbreakable. That's the thesis. Consistency saves what will crumble. This will be blunt, practical, and mercilessly repetitive because repetition is how you win. Chapter 1. Stop proving and start doing. Listen, you have a choice. Prove or produce. Most people choose proving. They rehearse, they explain, they prepare to be seen. They spend more time convincing than creating. That is performance. That is a show. That is not progress. Stop the speech, start the work. Do the work daily. Here's the brutal truth. Talking feels like action. Talking is safe. Talking lets you look busy without risking failure. But talking does not ship products. Talking does not write chapters. Talking does not change outcomes. You have a choice. Say it out loud. You have a choice. Let me give you one real example. A founder I know spent months rehearsing pitches. He polished his slides. He polished his answers. He practiced the perfect demo in his head. He got applause. He got meetings. He got advice. He did not have a product. One day he changed. He stopped pitching. He coded 30 minutes a day. Just 30 minutes. No excuses, no long sessions, no heroic bursts. 30 focused minutes. He set a single deliverable each session, a commit, a page, a button that worked. Within 3 months, he had a usable product. Within 6 months, he had paying customers. Investors stopped being impressed by his slides. They were impressed by what existed. Credibility arrived. Credibility is built by doing, not by talking about doing. Build credibility by showing up. Show up again. That story is simple. It is true. It is repeatable. That is the point. Discipline beats talk. Consistency beats charisma. It's not about talent. It's about discipline. That's the key. So how do you trade proving for doing? You need a plan that crushes excuses. You need rituals that make starting automatic. You need measurable micro goals. You need forced accountability. Step 1. Pick one thing, one target, one deliverable. Not 5, not 9. 1. One thing, one day, one more. If you are writing a chapter, your one thing for today is write 500 words. If you are building a product, your one thing is make one feature work end to end. If you are learning a language, your one thing is speak for 5 minutes and record it. Keep it small, keep it measurable, keep it non-negotiable. Step 2. Set the clock. 30 minutes. No interruptions, no multitasking, no checking in with your phone. Work in block. Focus like your life depends on it. The block ends. The block must produce something tangible, a paragraph, a test, a committed line of code, a decision made in public. Step 3. Force accountability. Tell one person, tell a small group. Post your intention where people can see it. Public promise changes behavior. You don't need their permission. You don't need their applause. You don't need their blessing. But you will use their witness to hold yourself to a standard. Make a tiny ledger. Every day, mark an X on the calendar if you did the thing. If you missed, mark a slash and write why. That record will become undeniable proof over time. Numbers are louder than excuses. One thing, one day, one more. Now some hard coaching about identity. People who prove live in a loop. They say, when I have credibility, I will act. That's backwards. Credibility follows action. Identity follows action. If you want to be a maker, act like a maker. If you want to be a writer, write. If you want to be a founder, ship. Say this to yourself every morning. I am the kind of person who finishes what they start. Say it with your work.
Identity is not an idea. Identity is a string of repeated actions. Identity is not a result. Identity is a practice. Repeat it, live it, prove it. You will fail at this. You will miss days. You will go long stretches of nothing. That is normal. The difference is whether you quit when you fail or whether you restart. Failures are data. Failures are not verdicts. Failures tell you how to correct. Record the failure, adjust, start again. The drill is simple and merciless. Every morning, pick the single deliverable. Work 30 minutes, commit the result, log the result. Tell one person, do it again tomorrow. Repeat until the small wins stack and become unignorable. Stop measuring your value by applause. Measure output. Measure the ledger. Measure the stack of completed work. That is your real resume. That is your real credibility. Here's a template you can use today. Decide the one deliverable for today. Write it in one sentence. Time. Set the 30-minute block now. Put the phone on Do Not Disturb, close tabs, start the clock. Produce. Ship a micro result, a paragraph, a test, a functioning UI element. Save it where others can see the commitment. Record. Mark the calendar with an X. Note one concrete metric. 500 words, one bug fixed, one sales email sent. Report. Tell one person the result. Public promise, public proof. Do this for 30 days. That is not a test of talent. It is a test of discipline. You have a choice. You know what to choose. Listen to me. Consistency wins. Not flash, not a viral moment. The slow accumulation of finished items will make you unbreakable. The slow accumulation of proof will build credibility. The slow accumulation of done is how you win. Repeat after me. Stop the speech, start the work, do the work daily. One more thing before we close this chapter. You will be tempted to justify. You will craft a better plan. You will promise a future date to suddenly become the person you want to be. Don't wait. The work begins now. Do the small thing now. Do the small thing again tomorrow. Repeat until you no longer need to wonder whether you are credible. You have a choice. Make the choice to produce. Make the choice to be consistent. That's the key. You mastered the decision to show up. Now let's talk about the true cost that sneaks up while you're proving. The cost of wanting approval.
Chapter 2. The Silent Cost of Seeking Validation. You have a choice. You can chase applause, or you can build. You can measure your worth by likes, or you can measure your progress by results. That choice defines your life. That choice defines your work. That's the key. Approval is noise. Consistency is currency. This chapter is simple and brutal. Seeking validation fragments attention. Seeking validation steals time. Seeking validation steals energy. You trade focus for feedback. You trade depth for dopamine. You trade craft for comments. That is the silent cost. Listen, notification chimes are not compliments. They are traps. Each ping pulls you out of work. Each scroll shortens your attention. Each edit you make to please someone else dilutes your message. You become a collage of other people's tastes. You lose the center. You lose clarity. Approval is noise. Measure output, not applause. Let me be specific. A creator I knew lived on validation. She posted, watched the numbers, rewrote, pivoted, hunted the trend. Her feed looked good. Her head was full. Her product never launched. She had no list. She had no leverage. She had many small approvals and no durable results. Contrast that with someone who publishes the same lesson every Monday for a year. Not flashy, not viral. Predictable, valuable. People start to expect it. A tribe forms. The message sharpens. The product becomes possible. Credibility grows. Consistency, not applause, builds real value. You have a choice. The cognitive cost is huge.
Checking talks to the reptile brain. It rewards with a small hit. That small hit rewires attention. 10 clicks becomes an hour becomes a week. Deadlines move, momentum dies. You feel busy, you are not productive. This is brutal, but true. Measure output, not applause. Here's the practice that changes everything. I call it the work ledger. It is elementary. It is violent in its simplicity. It forces you to record actions, not reactions. It trains your nervous system to reward production over validation. Step 1. Choose one metric, only one. Words written, lines of code, sales email sent, minutes practiced, tests passed. Pick a single number that equals progress. Step 2. Log it daily. Not on social, not in your head, on a ledger, a simple spreadsheet, a notebook. Date, metric, one sentence, what changed. Do this before you stop working for the day. Step 3. Review weekly, 15 minutes. Find trends, adjust, increase or simplify. Do not read comments in this session. Do not chase applause while diagnosing your work. Step 4. Report once a week. Tell one person your metric, an accountability partner. Public promises help. Public promises are not permission-seeking. You don't need their permission. You don't need their applause, but their witness helps you act. Log it. Learn from it. Leave the likes. Now the operational rules. These are strict. They are non-negotiable. Rule 1. Kill non-essential notifications. Turn off the red badges. They are modern crack. You decide when the world enters your attention, not the app. Rule 2. Create 3 check windows: morning, midday, evening. Outside those windows, do not look. Train focus by restriction. That's the key. Rule 3. Use a pre-post ritual. Before you publish, write this line in your ledger. Time, metric, one sentence. Publish. Close the app. Do not refresh. Do not read comments. Do the next work. Rule 4. Use a 30-day ledger challenge. For 30 days, reduce social checks by half. Log one metric daily. At the end of each week, add a microscopic increase to your work block. 1 minute, 2 minutes. Small gains compound. One thing, one day, one more. Make the ledger mirror your identity. Say out loud, I produce, then I measure. Use identity statements to cut the habit of pleasing. Identity is not a slogan. Identity is repeated action. Repeat a behavior enough, and you become that person. That is how discipline eats insecurity. You will fail at first. You will break the streak. You will look at a comment and spiral. That is normal. Failure is data. Failure is not a sentence. Failure is a map. Record why you missed the mark. Write one fix. Try again the next day. When you fail, do not punish. Diagnose, adjust, restart. The ledger shows the story. Numbers are merciless and fair. They remove drama. They replace feelings with facts. This is also about language. Words shape action. Stop saying, I'll wait for feedback. Start saying, I will ship, then I will improve. Stop saying, if they like it, I'll keep going. Start saying, I will measure what matters and iterate. It's not about perfectionism. It's about discipline. It's not about approval. It's about output. It's not about applause. It's about accumulation. Practical hacks you can implement today. Disable social notifications now. Do it. Set 3 check windows in your calendar. Block them. Guard them. Start a ledger. 1 line per day. Commit to 30 days. Pick one witness. Send them your weekly snapshot. You don't need their permission. You need the discipline to show up. When you publish, write your ledger note first. Then close the app. This will feel lonely. It will feel like silence. That silence is not emptiness. It is fertile. It is where deep work grows. You will miss some attention. That's fine. You are not building attention. You are building something that lasts. Approval is noise. Consistency is currency. Say it until you believe it. Write it into your ledger. Live it by action. Repeat it with each day you complete. One thing, one day, one more. You have a choice. Choose to be methodical. Choose to be merciless with distractions. Choose the ledger over the like. Choose the metric over the applause. That's the key. You turned away from the crowd. You turned toward the work. You built the muscle of proof. Now, let's take that muscle and put it into motion. Next, the real math of change, how tiny behaviors explode into unstoppable results.
Chapter 3. Micro Behaviors, Macro Results. You have a choice. You can chase dramatic fixes, or you can choose steady work. You can sprint and crash, or you can inch forward and win. Small plus steady equals unstoppable. That's the key. This chapter is about the math nobody wants to sell you, the math of tiny actions repeated, the math of compound behavior, the math that makes intensity useless and consistency deadly effective. Think of savings, a small deposit repeated. It grows, slowly at first, then faster. Your work is the same. One extra rep, one extra paragraph, one extra minute of practice. These are not glamorous. They are surgical. They cut through excuses. Do the small thing, lock it in, repeat. You have a choice. Let me give you a picture you can trust. An athlete, not a star, just committed. He adds 10 extra reps each week. Not every day, 10 reps a week. Over months, he builds strength. Over seasons, he outlasts the flash athletes who train hard one month and stop the next. The sporadic athlete peaks, then regresses. The steady athlete quietly improves, an inch today, a mile tomorrow. That is real growth. That is how you become unbreakable. You have a choice. Here's the brutal point. Big sessions feel noble. They feel like sacrifice. They feel like heroism. They are not. They burn you out. They create feast and famine. They feed the ego. That's the flaw. It's not about giant efforts. It's about daily discipline. It's not about drama. It's about routine. It's not about willpower. It's about structure. It's not about talent. It's about discipline. That's the key. So how do you turn micro behaviors into macro results? You build a system, a small system that is impossible to avoid. It must be anchored. It must be simple. It must be repeatable. You don't need their permission to act. You only need your own simple rules. Start here. 3 micro habits to begin today. 5-minute start. Promise yourself 5 minutes. Set a timer. Begin. If you write, write for 5 minutes. If you code, code for 5 minutes. If you practice, play for 5 minutes. The 5-minute rule defeats resistance. It converts intention into action. Do the small thing. Lock it in. Repeat. 10 push habit. 10 push-ups in the morning. No equipment, no waiting. If you are brushing your teeth, then 10 push-ups. If-then script. If teeth are brushed, then push-ups. Physical micro-habits anchor mental ones. They signal you are a person who follows through. The 2-minute ledger review. Every evening, open your ledger. 2 minutes, 1 line, metric, 1 sentence. If something went wrong, write 1 fix. If it went right, note why. This turns arrogance into data. It turns feelings into facts. You have a choice. Now the systems layer. Use ritual triggers. Anchor habits to existing behaviors. If you make coffee, then write 1 sentence. If you sit, then do 1 focused block. If you get up, then take 3 deep breaths and start. These if-then scripts remove decision friction. They turn willpower into habit friction.
Design your environment for the smallest possible success. Put your notebook beside your bed. Put your running shoes by the door. Remove the thing that distracts you. Make the desired action the easiest action. That's the key. Measure the motion, not the moment. Pick one metric, one number, words, reps, minutes, sales. Choose one. Track it daily. The ledger is your mirror. The ledger refuses rhetoric. It shows whether you actually did the work. Log it. Learn from it. Leave the likes. Progress is not linear. Expect plateaus. Expect boring weeks. Expect days when nothing changes. That is normal. That's the test. The person who keeps showing up during the flat line wins. The person who quits during the plateau loses. You have a choice. Build small escalation rules. If you hit your habit every day for a week, add 1 minute or 2 reps. If you miss 3 days, remove complexity. Reset to the micro baseline. The goal is to keep the motion alive. Tiny increases compound. Tiny decreases compound too. Guard the direction. Practice these scripts now. Say them out loud. I will do 5 minutes now. I will add 10 reps this week. I will log 1 metric tonight. Repeat them until the language starts to feel true. Identity follows action. Say, I am the kind of person who does the small thing. Say it and act it. You don't need their permission. You only need your ledger and your clock. Here are concrete if-then plans to steal. If it is 7 a.m., then I will do 5 minutes of focused work. If I finish dinner, then I will write 1 paragraph. If I pick up my phone between blocks, then I will wait 10 minutes before unlocking. Ritualize starts. Ritualize ends. Ritualize review. Rituals turn chaotic days into predictable wins. Now, a quick operational checklist you can follow for 30 days. Pick 1 metric. Keep it visible. Choose 1 micro-habit from the list. Start today. Anchor it to a cue you already have. Use if-then language. Log it every night. 2 minutes, 1 sentence. Escalate microscopically after each 7-day win. 1 thing, 1 day, 1 more. Remember, small plus steady equals unstoppable. That's the key. You have a choice. Choose the small action that compounds. Choose the ritual that removes indecision. Choose the ledger that replaces applause. You built the habit. You proved you can start. You trained your nervous system to reward production. Now we strip the noise. Now we narrow the battlefield.
Chapter 4. Brutal Simplicity. Narrow the battlefield. You have a choice. You can fight on every front, or you can pick one front and win. You can multiply tasks and dilute effort, or you can focus and multiply results. Narrow, focus, win. That's the key. Complexity is the silent killer of consistency. Complexity creates decisions. Decisions create friction. Friction burns energy. Energy is your currency. Spend it wisely. Say no to many. Say yes to one. Listen, most people confuse being busy with being effective. They juggle 5 projects. They trim 10 strategies. They add tools. They hire help. They switch direction. They honor the new idea. They flinch at resistance. The result is scattered work, half-baked outputs, fewer completed projects, less leverage. Complexity kills consistency. You have a choice. This chapter is about brutal simplicity. It is about narrowing the battlefield until you have space to execute. It is about designing constraints that force progress. Constraints are not weakness. Constraints are weapons. Use them. Here's the core method, a 90-day focus window. Pick one meaningful battlefield. Commit 90 days. No pivots. No testing 5 things. One battlefield, one focus. 2 daily non-negotiables.
Minimal variables, maximum repetition. Why 90 days? 90 days is long enough to see real progress. It's short enough to maintain urgency. It forces you to prioritize what actually moves the needle. 90 days creates a natural cycle for review, adjustment, and escalation. That's the key. Now the mechanics. Follow this step by step. Step 1. Decide the battlefield. One sentence. If you were forced to pick one result in 90 days, what would it be? Revenue target. First draft finished. Minimum viable product launched. 30 consistent podcasts recorded. One sentence. Put it where you will see it every day. Step 2. Design 2 non-negotiables per day. Not 10 tasks. 2. One must be forward-building. The other must be maintenance. Example for a writer. Non-negotiable A, 750 words. Non-negotiable B, respond to 5 editors' notes. Example for a founder. Non-negotiable A, 1 customer call. Non-negotiable B, fix 1 high-impact bug. 2 things. Do them every day. No exceptions unless life breaks. This creates rhythm. Rhythm kills decision fatigue. Step 3. Remove shiny distractions. Delete apps you don't need. Mute newsletter noise. Say no to meetings that are not on the 90-day scoreboard. Remove 50% of tools. The less you have, the clearer the path. Say no to many. Say yes to one. Step 4. Create a daily 90-minute execution block. Block it on your calendar. Guard it like a court hearing. No interruptions, no calls. This is sacred work. Use a single timer. Use a simple checklist. Start, finish, ship. You have a choice. Let me give you a real example. 2 entrepreneurs, same market, same skill. One built 5 products in 2 years. The other built 1 product and iterated. The multi-product founder looked busy. He had pitches, he had features, he had stories. He had no customers. The focused founder shipped 1 product, iterated weekly, talked to customers daily, and improved the funnel. After a year, the focused founder had revenue, retention, and operational leverage. The other founder chased perfection across many unfinished ideas. 1 target, 1 repeat, 1 win. That contrast is not rare. It is common. Complexity favors the distracted. Simplicity favors the consistent. Now, a productivity before-after snapshot you can picture. Before, morning flooded, 10 tabs open, 9 notifications, 15 important tasks, decision count, dozens, execution rate, 10%, energy, low, days blend, weeks disappear. After 90 days of brutal simplicity, morning with a single prioritized list, 2 non-negotiables at the top. Calendar shows 1 90-minute block. Decision count reduced. Execution rate 70 to 90%. Energy higher. Output tangible. Confidence real. That snapshot is not fantasy. It is built by design. It is built by saying no to many and yes to one. You don't need their permission to simplify. You don't need their blessing to remove distractions. You only need your clarity and your calendar. Here is a real-world checklist to implement today. Tape it to your screen. 90-day narrowing checklist. Write 1-sentence 90-day outcome and post it where you see it every day. Define 2 non-negotiables per day. Write them at the top of your notebook. Block 1 90-minute sacred execution window on your calendar. Guard it. Remove 3 distractions this week: app, meeting, subscription. Track completion daily in your ledger. 1 line, 2 minutes. Review every Sunday for 30 minutes. Adjust 1 small thing. Do this ritual every day. Repeat the language. Narrow, focus, win. Repeat the action. 1 target, 1 repeat, 1 win. That repetition trains the nervous system. It reduces friction. It builds muscle. Tactics to defend your focus. Use the 2-minute rule. If a request will take less than 2 minutes and is not aligned with your 90-day outcome, delegate it or schedule it for later. Use the 5-no rule. Say no out loud to 5 things this week. Practice refusal. Refusal builds freedom. Expect resistance. People will test your new boundaries. They will ask for just a minute and take 15. You will feel guilt for saying no. That guilt is temporary. The cost of saying yes is permanent. You have a choice. Shortcut the decision process. Use templates. Use a fixed work sequence. Use a morning ritual that removes questions. These reduce mental load. They make focus automatic. That's the key. Identity note. When you narrow, your identity tightens. Say, I am the kind of person who commits 90 days to a single result. Repeat it. You don't need their permission to own that identity. Let your work prove it. The payoff is simple. More decisions avoided, more work completed, less fatigue, fewer false starts, more momentum, real leverage, real progress. One last rule before we close the chapter. If you miss a day, reset. Do not collapse the system. Missed days are part of the battle. Re-anchor the next morning. Stick to the 2 non-negotiables. Repair fast. That keeps momentum intact. You have a choice. Narrow your battlefield. Reduce decisions. Increase execution. That's the key. You cleared the clutter. You focused your aim. You built the structure that turns small daily acts into unstoppable progress. Now, having narrowed the battlefield, it's time to train the thing that blocks action every morning, resistance.
Chapter 5. Ritualize the resistance. You have a choice. You can wait for willpower, or you can design ritual. You can hope motivation arrives, or you can make starting automatic. Ritual first, resistance second. That's the key. Resistance is constant. It is predictable. It shows up every morning. It shows up at 2 p.m. It shows up before you begin. Resistance is not an enemy to be beaten once. Resistance is a weather pattern to be managed. You do not negotiate with the weather. You prepare for it. Listen, people treat starting like a moral problem. I'm lazy, they say. I'm weak. They blame mood. That's the story. It helps them avoid the plan. You have a choice. Stop the story. Build the plan. It's not about motivation. It's about ritualized discipline. That's the key. Here's the simple truth. Rituals domesticate resistance. Rituals cut decision friction. Rituals make starting routine. Rituals convert chaos into cadence. Add one ritual and you defeat dozens of excuses. Let me give you a clear example. Addiction recovery programs do not rely on inspiration. They build rituals, wake-up times, meetings, check-ins. Triggers become steps. Habit boxes replace temptation boxes. The routine prevents cascade relapse. That same design works for creative work, for fitness, for business. Ritual first, resistance second. You have a choice. The recipe is 3 steps. Prepare, begin, 5-minute rule. Do these in order, every time. Repeat them until they are boring. Boredom is your friend. Boredom means repeatability. Boredom means discipline. Step 1. Prepare. Reduce friction before the moment arrives. Lay out your equipment. Place your running shoes by the door. Open the document the night before. Put the kettle on the counter. Prepare the smallest physical cue that signals start. Make the action the easiest next action. Step 2. Begin. Make a formal start ritual. Say it out loud. Speak a phrase. I start now. Click the timer. Do a breath. Stand up. Sit down. Touch the keyboard.
The ceremonial start is not mystical, it is mechanical. It primes the nervous system. It says, this is work time. Step 3. The 5-minute rule. Promise yourself 5 minutes. Set a timer for 5 minutes and begin. If you stop after 5, fine, but you will rarely stop. Usually the body keeps going. The brain warms up. The small start becomes a session. Start for 5. Continue if you must. Continue because you can. You have a choice. Now the practical architecture. Rituals must be anchored. Anchor them to existing cues. If you have a morning coffee, then write 1 paragraph. If you lock your front door, then do 10 push-ups. If your day ends, then review the ledger for 2 minutes. These if-then anchors slingshot you into action. Use environmental cues. Remove friction. Place the notebook on the pillow. Put the phone in a different room. Preload the playlist. Clean a single square foot of your desk. The environment should say, do the thing. The environment should not whisper, distract me. Make a single public promise. Say it like this. I will write 500 words a day for 30 days. I will update Alex every Sunday. Public promises convert intention into obligation. They recruit social friction to keep you honest. You don't need their permission. You need the discipline to show up. Use a 30-day ritual challenge. 30 days of the same ritual, same start, same 5-minute rule. Track it. After 30 days, evaluate. Increase by 1 minute. Add 1 repeat. Make a microscopic escalation. Keep the system simple. Remember identity. Rituals shift identity. After 30 days, you will say, I am the kind of person who starts. Identity matters more than rules. Identity makes rituals easier. Identity makes the 5-minute rule unnecessary because the habit has been wired. Now some practical traps to avoid. Trap 1. Complexity. If your ritual takes more than 60 seconds to begin, it will fail. Keep starts minimal. Minimal wins. Trap 2. Perfectionism. If the ritual demands perfect conditions, you will wait. Start in the worst condition. Rituals are for bad days. That is why they matter. Trap 3. Over-accountability. If you share with 10 people, you will depend on their responses. 1 witness is enough. 1 witness increases responsibility. 10 witnesses dilute commitment. 1 thing, 1 day, 1 more. Ritual first, resistance second. Repeat until it becomes boring. Repeat until you no longer need to beg motivation to show up. Repeat until your ledger fills with X's. You have a choice. Build the ritual. Guard the start. Track the result. That's the key. You conquered resistance with structure. You turned willpower into habit. Now we need to make that habit smarter. The next chapter will teach you how to turn action into improvement, how to use feedback that actually moves you forward.
Chapter 6. The feedback loop that actually works. You have a choice. You can wait for praise, or you can chase results. You can treat critique like a verdict, or you can treat it like a map. Feedback fast, improve faster. That's the key. Too many people treat feedback like a performance review. They wait for a trophy. They dread critique. They argue with the data. That is useless. Feedback is not a judgment. Feedback is fuel. Use it. Use it now. Listen, the loop that actually moves you forward has 3 properties: immediate, specific, action-focused. If feedback is slow, vague, or vague and wounding, you will shrink. If feedback is fast, clear, and tied to a next step, you will grow. That's the difference between drama and progress. It's not about being told you're good. It's about being told what to fix. It's not about correct opinions. It's about corrective actions. It's not about feelings. It's about discipline. That's the key. Let me give you a real example. A writer I know was crushed by vague criticism. This feels off, people said.
He stalled. He rewrote in circles. Then he changed the structure. He started tracking daily word counts. He measured headline CTR and first paragraph drop-off. He asked one specific question: which sentence lost readers? He made one micro-adjustment a day. He cut a long sentence. He tightened a paragraph. He decreased bounce. He shipped. Feedback fast, improve faster. You have a choice. Here is the 1-week fast feedback cadence. Record, measure, adjust, apply, repeat. Day 1, record. Do the work, write the words, make the calls, ship the feature, log the raw data. Time spent, words produced, calls made, tests run. Don't interpret yet, just record. Day 2, measure. Read the raw data. Pull one clear metric. How many words read beyond the first paragraph? How many calls converted? How long did the feature take to load? Pick one KPI and compare it to yesterday. Day 3, adjust. Identify one microfix. Change a headline. Cut 30 words. Simplify a UI label. Reorder one step. Make an adjustment that takes less than 30 minutes. Day 4, apply. Implement the fix. Release it. Do not wait for consensus. Small changes compound when you move fast. Get it live. Day 5, observe. Record the result again. Did the CTR move? Did conversion nudge up? Note the direction. Keep the metrics simple. Day 6, iterate. Repeat the cycle with a new microfix. Keep actions tiny. Keep cadence tight. Day 7, reflect. 15 minutes. What worked? What didn't? What small rule will you keep? Create one tweak for next week. Record it, read it, fix it, repeat. KPI examples you can use right now. Pick one and stick to it for the week. Time, minutes spent in focused work per day. Output, words written, pages edited, lines of code committed. Calls, customer calls completed, follow-ups scheduled. Conversion, sign-ups per landing page visitor. Fixes, bugs closed or tests passing. Pick one. Do not juggle 5 metrics. One metric keeps the feedback loop clear. You have a choice. Now the action-focused feedback questions. Use these scripts daily. What did I do? One sentence. What was the one measurable outcome? One number. What felt broken? One precise symptom. What is one microfix I can make in under 30 minutes? One action. What will I measure tomorrow to see if it worked? One metric. Answer them. Write them in your ledger. Speak them out loud to your witness. You don't need their permission. You only need your honesty. Mindset rules that must be true for you to use feedback well. Rule 1. Data over drama. Numbers beat noise. If your stomach ties in knots, check the ledger. Numbers are fair. Data over drama. Adjust and move. Rule 2. Mistakes are maps, not sentences. When you fail, ask, what did this teach me? Write the lesson. Write the fix. Implement immediately. Celebrate the correction, not perfection. Celebrate repairing. Correction compounds. Rule 3. Small wins create courage. Each micro-improvement lowers the bar for the next start. Momentum is not luck. It is engineered by tiny corrections applied quickly. Rule 4. Feedback must be immediate. The faster you close the loop, the less time your mind has to invent stories. If a bug appears, fix it today. If a headline fails, change it today. Speed reduces drama. Speed produces clarity. Now some practical hacks for feedback flow. Use timers. Time box the measurement and the adjustment. 15 minutes to diagnose, 30 minutes to fix, no more. Use versioning. Save snapshots. If the change fails, roll back. Rolling back is not failure, it is data management. Use micro-tests A/B. Test one sentence against another for 48 hours. Compare. Keep the winner. Use direct customer signals. One quick user interview can replace a week of guessing. Ask one specific question. Listen. Implement. One more real rule. Feedback is not an argument to other people. Do not run to the comment section for direction. The ledger is your source. The chosen KPI is your North Star. Read what matters, ignore the rest. You will be tempted to chase perfect feedback. You will ask 10 people. You will get 10 opinions. That is noise. Pick one trusted source. Pick one metric. Move. You don't need their permission to iterate. Repeat these phrases until they are wired. Feedback fast, improve faster. Record it, read it, fix it, repeat. Data over drama. Adjust and move. One thing, one day, one more. You will get it wrong sometimes. Fix it. Learn. Move. The fastest learners are not the smartest. They are the ones who close the loop fastest. They test, they correct, they scale what works. You have a choice. Choose speed over certainty. Choose action over analysis paralysis. That's the key. You trained your start ritual. You narrowed the battlefield. You now know how to repair quickly. Next, we anchor all this into identity. The next chapter shows how to make consistency part of who you are.
Chapter 7. Identity over outcomes. You have a choice. You can chase results, or you can become the person who gets results. You can count wins, or you can change who you are. Identity makes habits effortless. That's the key. Most people treat habits like tasks, checkboxes, to-do lists. That is useful, but shallow. Habits that stick are identity work. They answer a different question, not what do I do, but who am I? When your actions match your identity, you stop negotiating. You stop asking permission. You stop waiting for motivation. You just act. You don't need their permission. Listen to this story. An ex-smoker I know stopped saying, "I'm quitting." He started saying, "I'm a non-smoker." Same behavior, different language. The identity shift changed everything. He no longer negotiated cigarette breaks. He no longer defended the choice. The identity made the daily acts simple. He did what non-smokers do. He lived like the identity required. That is the power of identity. You have a choice. Here's the brutal truth. Outcomes are unreliable. They rely on variables. Identity is reliable. Identity controls variables we can manage. Identity changes your default. It changes the automatic response when temptation appears. Identity gives you a rule for action that survives emotion and fatigue. It's not about talent, it's about discipline. It's not about inspiration, it's about decision architecture. It's not about luck, it's about repeated proof. That's the key. So how do you build identity? You do it like you build a ledger, with repeated evidence, with tiny wins, with scripts, with anchors, with language that drills into your nervous system. Step 1. Pick the identity sentence. One short line, present tense, precise, positive, not aspirational nonsense, not vague. Examples: I am a writer. I am a person who ships. I am a daily runner. I am the kind of founder who talks to customers first. Pick one. Write it down. Put it where you see it. Step 2. Anchor identity to tiny actions. Identity without action is theater. Action without identity is random. Pair a micro-habit to the identity. If I am a writer, then your micro-habit is 500 words before lunch. If I am a runner, then your micro-habit is 5 minutes of movement after breakfast. Make the action so small it cannot be argued with. 5 minutes, 2 push-ups, 1 paragraph. The micro-habit creates immediate proof. I am, I do, I repeat. Step 3. Create morning and night scripts. Say them every day. Say them before action. Say them after action. The scripts wire the statement into your routine. Use short lines. Say them with breath.
Repeat until your body believes them. Steal these scripts now. Morning script, 2 minutes. I am a person who starts. I will do 5 minutes now. I prove it with action. One thing, one day, one more. Breathe. Start for 5. Log the result. Midday checkpoint, 30 seconds. I am showing up. I did the small thing. I will do it again. Keep the ledger open. Night script, 2 minutes. I did the work. I logged it. I am the kind of person who completes. I will add 1 micro win tomorrow. Close the day. Rest without guilt. Say them out loud. Say them even when you do not feel like it. The voice matters. The voice directs the body. You have a choice. Now some operational rules to lock identity into real life. Rule 1. Evidence over affirmation. Identity comes from proof, not pep talks. The ledger is your identity bank. Deposit small wins daily. The entries become your proof. Numbers are louder than feelings. Log them, show them, reclaim your story with data. Rule 2. Public language, private standard. Announce the identity to one witness. Tell them your rule. I am a person who writes 500 words daily for 30 days. Public statements increase the cost of quitting. You don't need crowds. One witness is enough. You don't need their permission. Rule 3. Remove contradictory signals. If you declare, I am a runner, but keep sneakers trapped under the bed, the environment contradicts you. Align the environment to the identity. Make the desired action the easiest action. Shoes by the door, notebook on the pillow, laptop closed after work. Simple cues enforce the identity. Rule 4. Shrink the threshold. If the identity demands too much too soon, you will fail and doubt the identity. Start microscopic. 5 minutes, 2 sentences, 10 steps. The small act must be almost trivial. The point is repetition. Small acts compound into an unshakable self-story. Small act, big identity, lifelong return. Expect sabotage. Expect old narratives to reappear. Your past will whisper, you tried this before. Ignore it. Counter with the ledger. Show 1 X on the calendar. Repeat the script. Identity beats stories when proof accumulates. Now the mindset hacks. When you miss a day, do not debate your identity. Repair it. Do 1 tiny action before bed. Record it. 1 small recovery action prevents identity drift. Repair fast. Repeat faster. Identity tolerates error if you fix it quickly. That is the muscle. When others doubt you, let them. Doubt is free. Doubt costs nothing to them. It costs you if you accept it. You don't need their permission. Your ledger is your permission. Use identity to redirect temptation. When the urge to skip appears, ask, what would someone who is a blank do right now? The question is simple. The answer is your behavior. Your identity becomes the decision filter. Now, practical examples you can adapt. Early stage founder. Identity, I am the founder who asks customers. Micro habit, 2 customer calls per day. Morning script, I will speak to 2 people today. Ledger, log call length and 1 insight. Writer, identity, I am a writer. Micro habit, 500 words before lunch. Morning script, I will write 5 minutes now. Ledger, word count and sentence cut. Athlete, identity, I am a runner. Micro habit, 5 minutes of movement after breakfast. Morning script, I move now. Ledger, minutes moved. 1 thing, 1 day, 1 more. Identity is not magic. It is a process. It is proof stacked over time. It is relentless small wins that say, this is who I am. Do the tiny thing. Record the tiny thing. Repeat. You have a choice. Choose the identity that serves the work. Choose actions that prove it. Choose the ledger that makes it real. That's the key. You rewired your story. You turned small actions into a new self. You made consistency part of who you are. Now the real test arrives. Failure. Next, we learn how to survive it without quitting.
Chapter 8. Weathering Failure Without Quitting. You have a choice. You can see failure as a full stop, or you can see it as a comma. You can fold, or you can fail forward. Fail forward, don't fold. That's the key. Failure is not an exception. It is the rule. It is built into any serious project. If you are not failing, you are not trying hard enough. If you never miss, you never learn. That is the brutal truth. But quitting is optional. That is your power. Listen, I want one clear image in your head. An investor-backed founder lost funding overnight. Bank said no. Board said pivot. The runway evaporated. Most people would panic. Most people would pause. This founder did two things. He doubled down on daily customer calls. He stopped vanity metrics. He returned to the ledger. He spoke to customers for 90 days. He learned what mattered. He changed the product. He survived. The funding came later from a different source. The point, failure happened. Quitting did not. You have a choice. This chapter is a manual for the comeback. It is practical. It is short. It is ruthless. It gives you a simple 3-step recovery script that works every time. You will use it when things break. You will use it when the streak dies. Use it now. Memorize it. Repeat it. Fail, fix, repeat. 3-step recovery script. Immediate short correct. Stop the bleeding within 24 hours. Make one small correction that prevents the problem repeating today. Not a full overhaul. One short fix. Patch the leak. Double down on the anchor habit. Return to the single habit that defines your baseline. If your ledger is writing, write one paragraph. If your calls are your baseline, make one call. Re-anchor the body to the smallest possible proof. Externalize help. Tell one witness what happened and the repair plan. Make a modest public promise about the next 48 hours. External accountability converts shame into action. Fail, fix, repeat. Step 1. Immediate short correct. This is tactical triage. Do not spend a week analyzing. Do not hunt blame. Do not collect reasons like trophies. Act fast. A short correction reduces the chance of collapse. Examples: revert a bad deploy, send a corrective email, reset a broken process, close a single critical gap. The goal is to stop the cascade. Step 2. Double down on the anchor habit. The anchor habit is your base. It is the smallest repeatable action that proves you are still in the game. For writers, it might be 250 words. For founders, it might be 2 customer calls. For athletes, it might be 5 minutes of movement. Return to it immediately. Make the action trivial. Make it measurable. Do it now. One thing, one day, one more. Step 3. Externalize help. Shame is a private killer. Store it openly and short-circuit it. Send a message to a single accountability partner. Say what failed and what you will do in the next 48 hours. Public promise is not petty. It binds you. It creates friction that keeps you honest. You don't need their permission. You need the pressure of a witness. You have a choice. Now, practical protocols you can implement immediately when the shock arrives. The 24-hour damage control. Hour 0 to 2. Breathe. Call one person close to you. Say what happened. Keep it short. Do not justify. State the fact. Hour 2 to 8. Short correct. One action that reduces damage today. Push a rollback. Send the corrective note. Fix the headline. Hour 8 to 24. Perform the anchor habit. Log the result in the ledger. Send one update to your witness. Receive the friction. Move on.
This puts your nervous system back in work mode. Action replaces panic. Data replaces narrative. Proof replaces shame. You will feel tempted to do a heroic overhaul. Do not. Big fixes take time. Big fixes risk more failure. Start small. Small wins rebuild confidence. Small wins rebuild identity. It is not about blame, it is about discipline. It's not about drama, it's about repair. It's not about analysis paralysis, it's about immediate corrections. That's the key. Now, the emotional architecture. Expect waves, expect anger, expect regret, expect self-talk that lies to you. You will hear voices, "This proves you're a fraud," or "You'll never recover." Those voices are noise. They are not commands. Treat them like weather. Notice them. Name them. Return to the ledger and to the anchor. Use ritualized recovery. Follow a set script when failure comes. Make it automatic. The brain loves routine when threatened. A ritual reduces panic. It increases speed. It saves energy for repair. Here are scripts to use out loud. Short correct script. Stop the leak. One fix now. Ship the patch. Anchor re-anchor script. I will do 5 minutes now. I will log it. Externalize script. I will tell Alex what happened and what I will do in 48 hours. Say them, do them, record the results. Now, practical tactics you can implement immediately when the shock arrives. Build redundancy. Have 2 anchor habits. If one fails, the other keeps the motion. For example, if your morning writing block is lost, do an evening 5-minute block. Redundancy saves streaks. Scale down, never stop. If the workload collapses, reduce the volume but keep the rhythm. Move from 500 words to 100 words. Move from 1 customer call to 1 email. Keep the chain unbroken. The streak is what counts. Streaks survive storms when the base is strong. Communicate early and simply. If stakeholders are rattled, tell them the short correct and the 48-hour plan. Clear communication reduces second-order panic. It invites help instead of judgment. You have a choice. Failure is also the best teacher. If you analyze the wrong way, you find stories. If you analyze the right way, you find vectors. Go hunting for vectors. Where did the process break? Which micro-decision triggered the cascade? Turn that into a test for next week. That is learning. That is growth. Now, a practical weekly recovery routine to prevent one failure from cascading into a quit. A Sunday audit, 15 minutes. Scan the ledger, look for patterns, note one vulnerability. A Monday micro-test. Implement one small test to shore up the vulnerability, 30 minutes. A Friday review, 10 minutes. Record results, adjust, share one line with your witness. This weekly cycle strengthens the base. It reduces catastrophic surprises. It keeps you honest. One thing, one day, one more. You do not need dramatic courage to survive. You need simple protocols. You need a ledger. You need a witness. You need a ritualized short correct. You don't need their permission to repair. You need your discipline. Fail forward. Don't fold. You learned how to survive a fall. You learned how to repair quickly and keep the streak alive. Now we scale the work without inflating the ego.
Chapter 9. Scale the system, not your ego. You have a choice. You can grow through exhaustion, or you can grow through structure. Most people choose hustle. The smart ones choose systems. Build systems. Don't build hustle. That's the key. Ego loves being needed. Ego loves being the hero. Ego loves saying, "Only I can do this right." But ego is fragile. Ego gets tired. Ego breaks under volume. Systems don't. If your success depends on you being perfect every day, you don't have a business. You have a burnout schedule. Consistency doesn't scale through willpower. It scales through design. Let me show you. There was a performance coach who ran 20-minute breakthrough sessions live, 5 a day, 10 on busy days. Clients loved him. Results were strong, but he was exhausted. No time to think, no time to improve, no time to grow. Every dollar required more hours. Every win required more energy. So he did something uncomfortable. He recorded the core 20-minute framework once, turned it into an evergreen course, built worksheets, added weekly group Q&A instead of daily one-on-one. Revenue tripled, hours dropped by more than half, results stayed strong. Why? Because the system scaled, not his voice, not his energy, not his ego. Build systems, don't build hustle. Hustle says work harder. Systems say work once and repeat forever. Hustle drains, systems multiply. It's not about effort, it's about leverage. It's not about being everywhere, it's about building something that runs without you. You have a choice. Now let's build your system. First principle, identify repeatable actions. Look at your week. Ask 3 brutal questions. What do I do again and again? What creates results every time I do it? What requires the same steps each time? Those are system candidates. Examples: posting content, onboarding clients, responding to leads, producing reports, training new people, following up, billing, scheduling. If you've done it more than 3 times, it deserves a system. Second principle, template everything. Stop reinventing. Create email templates, message scripts, content outlines, checklists, standard operating steps. Every repeatable task should have a written flow. Template it, teach it, trust it. Templates remove thinking. Thinking causes delay. Delay kills consistency. When the process is written, execution becomes automatic. That's the key. Third principle, automate or delegate. Not everything needs you. Use tools, use people, use systems. If a task is low judgment, high repetition, time-consuming, it should not be done by you. Automation checklist, scheduling links instead of back-and-forth emails, auto email sequences for onboarding, task managers with recurring reminders, file templates for repeat work, content batching tools, payment automation, CRM follow-ups, delegation checklist, admin work, basic edits, data entry, customer service scripts, posting and formatting, research. Your job is creation and direction, not repetitive labor. Build systems, don't build hustle. Now let's make this practical. Here's a simple 5-step system scaling playbook. Step 1. Write the flow. Document the exact steps of one repeatable task from start to finish. Step 2. Simplify it. Remove unnecessary steps. Shorter is stronger. Step 3. Template it. Create a reusable version, form, checklist, script, or doc. Step 4. Automate or assign. Use a tool or a person to run it. Step 5. Test and tweak weekly. Improve one small piece each week. Record it, read it, fix it, repeat. Notice the consistency theme? Systems thrive on feedback loops. Now the payoff. When systems run, you don't rely on motivation. You don't rely on memory. You don't rely on energy spikes. Work happens automatically. This is how professionals stay consistent when life gets messy. This is how companies scale. This is how creators publish without burnout. This is how athletes track progress. This is how winners outlast talent. Less sweat, more system, steady results. You stop being the bottleneck. You stop being the hero. You become the architect, and architects build things that last. You have a choice. You can keep proving how hard you work, or you can quietly design a machine that works for you. You don't need their permission to scale. You need discipline to design. It's not about effort. It's about structure. It's not about hustle. It's about systems. It's not about doing more. It's about repeating better. That's the key. Now, one immediate drill.
Tonight, pick one repeatable task, write its steps, create one template, automate or assign one piece, just one day, one more. Do this daily for 2 weeks and your workload will drop while your output rises. That's compound leverage. That's real consistency. You just learned how to remove yourself as the failure point. You just learned how to build momentum that survives fatigue. Next, we go deeper. Systems run best when the mind is calm and focused. Now, let's eliminate the biggest enemy of consistency, mental clutter.
Chapter 10. The Unbreakable Life. Habits that outlast you. You have a choice. You can live in moments, or you can build a life. Moments feel powerful. Lives become powerful. Motivation creates moments. Consistency creates generations. Build the life, not the moment. That's the key. Most people chase intensity. They wait for big bursts. They try to transform in emotional waves, but waves crash. Structures stand. Real unbreakability is not hype. It is architecture. It is habits that survive your mood, habits that survive your schedule, habits that survive bad weeks and good weeks, habits that run when life gets loud. Unbreakable people don't feel strong every day. They built systems that carry them when they feel weak, and the strongest systems are generational. Let me show you. There's a family that eats dinner together every night at 7 p.m. No phones, no TV, just food and conversation. They walk together 3 evenings a week, short, simple, consistent. Kids grow up moving naturally, talking naturally, regulating emotions naturally. No motivation speeches, no discipline lectures, just rhythm. 20 years later, health is normal, connection is normal, structure is normal. Not because of willpower, because of design. Build the life, not the moment. The same principle applies to wealth, to fitness, to learning, to leadership, to peace. What repeats becomes reality. Now we design your unbreakable life. Not complicated, not overwhelming, just structured. You will build 4 pillars: health, attention, craft, relationships. These pillars hold everything. When one collapses, life shakes. When all are strong, life stabilizes. And each pillar gets 1 daily action. Not 10, 1. Small, non-negotiable, repeatable. Pillar by pillar, day by day. Let's break them down. Pillar 1, health. Your body is the engine. No energy equals no consistency. Your daily action must be simple. Examples: 10-minute walk, 20 push-ups, stretching routine, 1 clean meal, water first thing in the morning. Pick 1. Not perfect workouts, just daily motion. Small plus steady equals unstoppable. Pillar 2, attention. Your focus is your future. This is where most lives break. Your daily action must protect thinking time. Examples: 10 minutes of silence, journaling 1 page, reading 5 pages, phone-free morning block, planning tomorrow in writing. 1 action, every day. This clears mental clutter, this sharpens decisions, this fuels discipline. Pillar 3, craft. Your craft is your contribution. This is where growth lives. Your daily action must touch the work. Examples: write 200 words, practice 15 minutes, make 1 call, learn 1 concept, improve 1 skill rep. 1 small action, logged daily. 1 thing, 1 day, 1 more. Pillar 4, relationships. Strong people build strong circles. Your daily action must invest. Examples: 1 meaningful message, 1 real conversation, 1 thank you, 1 check-in, 1 moment of presence. Connection compounds too.
Now here's the weekly rotation template. Every day you hit all 4 pillars, but lightly. Total time, 30 to 60 minutes. Example day. Health, 10-minute walk. Attention, 10-minute journal. Craft, 20 minutes work. Relationship, 1 text or call. That's it. No burnout, no overwhelm, no excuses. Pillar by pillar, day by day. This is how lives change quietly. This is how consistency becomes automatic. Now the final step, the consistency covenant. This is what locks it in. This is what turns intention into identity. You will create a 365-day agreement with yourself. Not a goal, a standard. Here's how. Step 1. Write it. I commit to hitting my 4 pillars daily for 365 days. I will not quit when I miss. I will reset immediately. Consistency is who I am. Sign it, date it, make it real. Step 2. Witness it. Send it to one person. Tell them your pillars. Tell them your standard. Not for praise, for accountability. You don't need their permission. You need the pressure of truth. Step 3. Reset plan. Life will hit, so pre-decide. Right. When I miss a day, I will restart the next day immediately with my smallest actions. No shame spirals, no quitting, just reset. Fail forward, don't fold. Sign it, live it, pass it on. This covenant is how habits outlast moods. This is how discipline outlasts chaos. This is how people become unbreakable. You have a choice. You can keep chasing moments of motivation, or you can build a life that runs on structure. It's not about excitement, it's about discipline. It's not about intensity, it's about consistency. It's not about perfect days, it's about repeated days. That's the key. Unbreakable lives are boring in the beginning, simple, quiet, small, and unstoppable in the end, because what you repeat becomes who you are. Build the life, not the moment. Pillar by pillar, day by day, year by year. You are no longer broken. You are building unbreakable, and it starts today. One thing, one day, one more. You now know the brutal truth. Talent is noise, passion is fickle, and motivation is a liar. Consistency is the only reliable builder. Do one honest thing every day. Narrow the battlefield, ritualize the start, measure the small wins, repair fast when you fail, and make your identity carry the work. Repeat those steps until resistance is tired of showing up. Today, I challenge you. Pick one microscopic task, commit to it for 30 days. Tell one person you'll do it, and mark day 1 right now. If you want more ruthless, practical coaching like this, smash the like button, subscribe to Mindshift Audiobooks, and turn on notifications, because we don't do inspiration here, we do transformation. Do the thing. Do it again. Become unbreakable. Subscribe now.